Hello, how are you feeling? Welcome to this week's episode, and I am really very happy to have Dr. Ravi Kannan with me today. And he is Padma Shri. He's received Magsaysay award this year and many other awards, of course. And the reason is because of all the service he's providing to the poorest of the poor people in the northeastern region primarily. And it's not only about supporting cancer patients, but devising different mechanism of how to support the entire region. And we often get into conversations, and so many nice ideas come over. So that's the whole reason to invite you today and share as much as possible to our audience there and out in the world of so many thoughts you have, which really makes a lot of transformation in people's mind. I mean, I have been touched so many times, and I really want to bring that stories out for all of you. So, Doctor, welcome to this session. And how are you feeling?
Oh, very well. Cannot be better. On top of the world.
On top of the world, huh? So this is what I really love. Whenever I ask him, even if he's awake whole night, and I remember one of the workshop I went there, and you were almost awake the whole night. And when I asked you, how are you? Oh, how are you? I mean, you were awake, you were traveling whole night. You said, oh, I'm on top of the world. So my question, how can you be? I'm sure you're not serious, because you must be tired. He said, no, now I am here. I'm with you. I'm, with my 400 of my staff here, looking forward for the day. So I'm on top of the world. So I always see you on top of the world amidst all these things happening around you. So how do you do that? How do you keep your energy to, find happiness and help and all? I mean, so much happening around you.
So it's actually about teamwork. Actually about so many of us working towards a common goal. Each of us supporting the other. Each of us trying to do something a little bit more. And then in the end, finding meaning in what we are doing. I think that's what keeps all of us engaged all the time.
And what about you?
I'm supported by so many people. I see, one of the nicest things about being a doctor, you see, you're a doctor, and so you see sick people, and they get better. Sometimes they have advanced cancers, they die, but you're able to support the family, and the family at some point later will come back with another patient. Family will go back. So curing is one thing, and healing is another thing. And as doctors, we are able to be healers. That is very important. As doctors, we are also teachers. The word doctor means teach. So we are teachers. And we teach our residents, our students, we teach the public, we teach about lifestyle, about health promotion. And then you see your own students, your own residents, your own colleagues grow. That is very inspiring. And then we're also scientists. As doctors, we are able to analyze things scientifically, bring about change, develop devices, get new drugs, experiment, try many things, and some of them help improve the quality of care. But most importantly, as doctors, we're all change makers.
Change makers.
We can change the way healthcare is provided. We can change the way sickness and wellness are regarded. We can transform the community that we serve. And so I think that is the most important role doctors and medical institutions and nurses and all of us who are engaged in healthcare, that's our, I think, most important role. And that is very personally very empowering.
So, doctors as healers. Tell me more.
So it is one thing to treat a patient, to operate, to offer medicines, and to cure him or her of an illness, of a cancer, of a whatever. And it's another thing to heal the patient. At the end of the day, the patient, or if the patient dies, the family must find closure in the whole episode. They must feel that they have been treated well, that everything that was scientifically possible was done compassionately and ethically, that there was no inappropriate activity, and that they would like to come back again to see the doctor and the hospital and the staff. Remember, healing is not a one-man show. It is the whole milieu in the hospital, the receptionist, the watchman, the cleaning personnel, everybody involved in that. It's a collaborative activity. And collaboratively, we must make sure that every individual and the family that comes in feels healed. At the end of it, whatever be the outcome, they are at peace with what has happened.
So the healthcare, it's not only the doctor who has to be the healer, but the whole healthcare system has to go back to the healing part.
Yeah, because it is a collaborative activity. It's not today more than ever, healthcare involves different specialties in medicine, but also involves economists, also involves artists, also involves so many people contribute to healthcare today. It's a truly collaborative activity.
How can that be? I mean,
so when we so it is easy for us to understand when we say doctors, nurses, technicians, scientists. It's very easy to understand. But economists, they help in making healthcare affordable. They tell you whether it is cost effective to use a certain way of treatment. If we involve, artists, they will come and, if it is music, there's, apart from newer modes of music therapy and art therapy and all that, but they also come, they volunteer, they spend time with people, they spend time with children, they spend time with sick. So poets, storytellers, everybody can come and help in this healing process.
Wow. Okay.
And so the whole community gets around to taking care of its own sick people.
So what I understand is healing is not only a responsibility of the doctor, it is the responsibility of the hospitals. What now you are telling is it is also responsibility of the overall community. So even if you're an artist, you're a researcher, you are an economist, you can contribute into the healthcare.
In many ways. The medical group leads the story, but everybody around contributes to it.
So I remember you mentioned once that we need to bring care back to healthcare. What does that mean?
So right now there is a lot of bad publicity about hospitals and doctors, and there's a general feeling pervading that medicine is becoming a business, is becoming a transactional affair. And I strongly believe that is not so. I very strongly believe that doctors and hospitals mean good by their patients. There will be stray incidents where things are not appropriate, but that becomes magnified and amplified, and everybody gets a bad reputation. And I think together all of us must change this perception in different ways. We contribute to it, of making healthcare truly about caring for the sick person. I love to quote Francis Peabody, the secret to patient care lies in caring for the patient. Unless you care about somebody, you cannot take care of that person. And so we have to, in spirit and activity and in thought, we have to go back to that aphorism. Yeah.
So, bringing in the society to help and care, there's a disconnect. I think people go to the hospitals only when they're sick. But what you're telling is you need to go to the healthcare system also to contribute. So, I know that, in Singapore, every male child has to spend 2 years in the army. So, is this something which can be mandatory to say that not only male child, but every student, while they are spending in college, they should spend at least 6 months in any hospitals?
So it does not necessarily have to be hospital, but it could be, in schools, in hospitals, in hospices, in old age homes, in anything that involves taking care of people in the community will promote this spirit of caring for others. And I think it's very important as we evolve into societies for tomorrow that we build caring societies.
We build caring for societies, which is missing in many ways, but we need to penetrate there.
Which is perceived to be missing.
Okay, perceived to be missing.
So it may or may not be so, but I think as human beings, we're all very caring. We're all capable of caring. And sometimes we may choose not to demonstrate that facet of our existence. But I think we need to promote our willingness and our ability to demonstrate care for one another.
Is this really true that everyone can care? Because I know I've heard from people to say that, I cannot, I cannot come closer to people who are ill. It makes me, I cannot.
So Sharmi, remember, as human beings, we are sons and daughters, we are husbands and wives, we are mothers and fathers, we are grandparents, and all the time we care about our parents, our children, our spouses, our grandchildren. We care about people. We care if they get hurt. We care if they are physically hurt or emotionally hurt. We care if they succeed in an exam or fail in an exam. So we are capable of instinctively, we are capable of caring and nurturing. So we just have to encourage that spirit in everybody. It is human to care.
So bring care back to humanity. I mean, to remind us that all of us as human beings, we can care. We can take care and we can care. And I remember you mentioned about love also in the beginning. Is there a connection between this?
There is not. Caring and loving are very intimately related. You love somebody, you will care for somebody. And you care for somebody, you will love somebody.
So how can one choose, I think caring for your family and all is instinctive to some extent. I mean, I'm not telling that everyone does it, but it is some way instinctive. What you're telling is care for someone beyond your family or your friends or anything. How can we, is it something which is trainable, or how do we inculcate that?
So we can train people to think of the other. We can learn to other people. They are different. They are a different community. They are a different state, different nation, we can train to encourage people of thinking as us and them, we and others. Same way, we can also train the reverse. Think of everybody as us. To be inclusive. That is what Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam is, no? The whole world is one family. And we can, that is what our scriptures tell us. Everybody is ours. Why should we other people?
Why should we other people? And you're right. I mean, so many times we are telling, we are this community, this clan, the other. We are constantly doing that other. We are this, they are this. But why can't we say that we are the same? And you see one part of you in everyone, humanness.
Yeah. See, thing is, life is a journey, and see, we are trying to make more money, we are trying to make more weapons, we are trying to, we are trying to win. But in life, nobody wins, Sharmi. Can you go and say, I have reached the winning post in life? Because life will go on. And so life is not about you travel your path and then you pass the baton to somebody else it's like an infinite train journey. Passengers will get in and get off, get in and get off. When you get off, life does not end. Others will continue, And so there's really no need for us to, compete with such viciousness in life.
To spread more love. I think I really like the analogy which you mentioned about the train, that people will come in and get in. So you just have to think that it's a continuous thing. I mean, I'm not holding to things.
You don't need to hold on to anything. You can let go of, especially negative emotions, especially anger, hate, jealousy. Let go. You'll be happy.
Let's continue to learn from each other. So please feel free to reach out. This is a podcast which we are developing together. Thank you so much for watching and listening and contributing.